What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. I've been doing fitness now for, I would say, 8 years. I've had a YouTube channel for about 5, man. And over the course of that time, my knowledge base and my understanding of fitness, diet, nutrition changed. It's changed a lot, to be honest. So I put together a list of the 9 most important things I wish I knew when I started this whole thing, man. And there's a lot of stuff after doing this for a while that I'm kind of just now figuring out that has made a world of difference in my gains, in my fat loss, in my day-to-day like happiness. And I want to share all of those with you guys today, man. Even if you're a veteran at this and you've been at it for a while, which at one point I probably consider myself a veteran, but we all got to realize that there's always something new to learn, right? There's always a different approach you can take. The pursuit of knowledge is never done. So I'm going to break all these down. We're going to go in order and I'm going to show you guys basically where I'm at right now with fitness, man. And if you're new to fitness, I want you to take this list, these 9 things. I want you to take it to heart because I wish when I started, I'd have known what I know now. So if you guys are ready to get another epic video underway, then as always, man, I'm here to do it for you. Let's do it! Yeah! The first thing I wish I knew was that fad diets are bogus. They're BS. When I say fad diet, I want to clarify, right? So many people have this misconception that you hop on keto, you're automatically just going to start shredding fat. It's just the fat burning diet. Or you start carb cycling and you're just going to melt the pounds off and you're going to build all this muscle. And to be honest, most of the time a fad diet is something that's being marketed to you, and there's usually products around that, right? Look at any channel that heavily promotes keto. Look at any channel that heavily promotes vegan. Obviously they're biased, and a lot of times they're trying to sell you vegan protein powder, keto protein powder, and there's a business built around it. And I can't knock anybody's hustle that follows a diet and markets said diet, but at the end of the day, all you need to lose fat is a calorie deficit, and all you need to maintain muscle or build muscle while training is to eat enough protein based on your stats. Around a gram of protein per pound of body weight is right really where you need to be. There's no need to overthink it. Eat a high protein diet, eat in a calorie deficit, which means eat less calories than your body needs in a day, and you will slowly burn fat. It's really that simple. And at the beginning when I started this, in lieu of tracking macros, in lieu of really making myself be accountable, I would just try a fad diet. Like, well, I'm hopping on keto because it's time to shred, or I'm gonna go really low carb. I'm gonna have more than 50 grams of carbs a day. And what does that do? That's an unrealistic diet expectation. There's no way you can follow that for an extended period of time unless you're a robot, man. So you gotta find something that's sustainable. And a lot of these fad diets, they might work initially because you go from having whatever you want. A lot of times people are eating pizza and ice cream. They're not really thinking about it. And then even just the act of eating different and paying somewhat close attention, you'll see some results. But if you want long-term success, really all you need to do, calorie deficit, eat enough protein. That's it. That's it. The second thing I wish I knew is that you don't gotta train for 2 hours to make gains. You don't gotta live in the gym in order to see results. Back in the day, I would lift for like an hour and a half and I would just do set after set and exercise after exercise, and it didn't really do anything. I think at some point you were kind of just overtraining and you're beating a dead horse, right? Your muscles have already been broken down. You've already had the training stimulus you need, and if you can get in there and bust your butt and do a quick 30-minute workout, to me that's just as advantageous as a 90-minute workout. And what's gonna make you stick to this long term is not spending all of your time in the gym. You don't wanna make going to the gym a full-time job. You just don't. You wanna be able to get in and get out. And this entire quarantine, these last 2 months, I have literally just 2 dumbbells sitting there. I work out in this room. My workouts are always 30 minutes, spot on. 30 minutes, that's it. I'm in, I'm out, and I've noticed 0 loss in any gains. I feel like if anything, I'm in some of the best shape I've ever been in. So exercise, yes, is essential, but you don't gotta go to the gym and watch the clock and make sure you work out for at least 90 minutes or you're not gonna make gains, because that's just not how it works, man. Get your training stimulus in, do about 5 exercises per body part, push yourself, 4 sets each exercise. Just make sure you're pushing yourself, man. It's not the time you're in the gym that matters, it's what you do with the time you have, right? Be more efficient, work out faster, work out harder, less rest time between sets. Just get after it, man. Go harder than you did last time. Shout out to Dr. Greg. The third thing I wish I knew is that there's no reason why you can't do cardio year round. You should make cardio a staple in your regular training program. For me, I wouldn't touch cardio. I wouldn't do cardio unless I was quote unquote cutting. And what would happen every time I wasn't cutting is that I would get chubby. I would let my body get out of shape. I didn't maintain that cardiovascular endurance. And I really think that honestly, especially if you're sedentary like me, you're someone like me that the only movement I'm really getting is the cardio, is the workout, but that's it. The workouts aren't burning as many calories as you think. The cardio is where you're really gonna ramp your metabolism up and promote the fat burning firing in your body. It's gonna promote you to be at a leaner state year round just because you're moving more. The benefits here are huge. You get to eat more. Your workouts are gonna be better because you're gonna be able to go harder, you have less rest time between sessions, you're not gonna be as out of breath, and you're just gonna feel better and you're gonna look better, man. And when everything's firing on all cylinders like that, yeah, it's some extra work, but you don't just gotta do cardio when you're cutting. I think overall, if your goal is to be lean year round, if your goal is to look athletic year round, then you want that cardio in there. Don't just throw it in when you're trying to shed a little bit of weight, man. Even if it's just 20 minutes, 5 times a week, just keep that cardio in there, and I promise it pays dividends. And if I do have a cheat meal, which I haven't in a while, but if I do have a crazy cheat meal, you've been building calories up in your calorie bank. You got some stored away. You've been burning fat all week, right? So you got some extra stuff to play with, man. So when you have that big cheat meal, you're not gaining all this weight, at least as much. And number 4, speaking of cheat meals, I want to touch on the fact that I think a cheat meal is a terrible mindset. Now, let me clarify this a bit, because for me back in the day, a cheat meal was, I am going to work hard all week. I'm going to grind. I'm going to do my cardio. I'm going to really diet. I'm going to be super on point just so Saturday I can literally have a free pass to go binge. And it became this super unhealthy mindset with food where I would have the restaurant picked out on Monday and the cheat meal was on Saturday. I would already be looking at the menu on Tuesday or Wednesday, knowing what I wanted. Then I would have the dessert planned afterwards. And it was terrible. It was honestly terrible. I would eat so much food a lot of times, and this is me being real, I would throw up. Like, I would throw up just so I could eat more. That's terrible. That's awful. I would wake up on Sunday, wouldn't drink any alcohol, but yet I felt like I was hungover. My body felt like crap. I would gain 9 pounds. I'd be inflamed. I'd break out with all these pimples because my body just couldn't handle it. And that was a bad mindset. Terrible. So what I suggest now is you look at any of the recipes on my channel or any of your favorite YouTubers. They probably have recipes. And if there's something you want, man, make it for yourself. Take the time, go to the store, get the ingredients, make my protein brownie bites, make my anabolic deep dish pizza, the closest thing to a real pizza you're gonna get. Make one of these recipes, incorporate it into your week, man. Have something fun, have something special every single day, and you're never gonna feel deprived. That's why this last month for me has been a game changer, because I haven't binged once. I have not had one binge because I allow myself to have these things. I make them fit into my plan, I make them fit into my calorie deficit, and it's really that simple. Anybody that tells you that binge eating is a good idea is lying to you. So what I would recommend if you are going to go out and have a cheat meal, save some calories up, eat salads with chicken in the morning, have 1,000 calories before you go into your cheat meal. Look at what your maintenance is, right? How many calories do you need a day to stay the same weight? For me right now, it's probably 3,200 calories. I can save up some calories, look on the menu before I go, know what I'm gonna get, and just go up to my calorie limit and be cool. Eat before I go, that way I'm not starving myself when I show up and I'm like a bear, man. It's really all in your mindset. And number 5 goes straight off the last one, and that is that there are no bad foods. Now there's an argument to be made about higher calorie foods, maybe cleaner foods, and foods that overall are healthier for you, but there's no such thing as a bad food. At the end of the day, it's all energy. As long as you're not eating rat poison, I think you're gonna be fine. It's all about the calories and the macros you're getting from food. For instance, I used to preach that peanut butter was one of the best foods on the planet, and nutritionally, the benefits you get from it's got a lot of vitamins, it's got some fiber in there, some protein, healthy fats, like it's a good food. But now I look at peanut butter as I get this much of it for 200 calories. Or I can swap that out and have this much popcorn for 200 calories. But if I did want some peanut butter, I'm not going to have it just because I think it's a bad food. I used to be just white rice, chicken, broccoli. I looked at every bodybuilder and I thought that's what I had to do. And honestly, man, watching Greg Doucette's videos, Coach Greg, big shout out, he's the one that really flipped my mindset around on this, man. I eat white bread every single day. And 2 years ago, I wouldn't have touched white bread unless it was a cheat meal. Making these pizzas like I do, I wouldn't have done that before because I thought if you ate the bad foods, you couldn't see results. But literally right now, I am a walking testament to you can eat whatever it is that you want. Just make sure it's high in protein and that you're staying in a calorie deficit if you want to lean out. So if you love it, you can have it. There's probably a healthier version. You obviously shouldn't eat a 1,300 calorie pint of Ben & Jerry's and try to squeeze that into your macros, because it's probably just going to lead to more binging and more cravings later, because it's probably a trigger food. But if you really wanted it and you base the rest of your plan around it, it's not going to affect you negatively. Treat yourself, but be smart about it. Number 6, taking anabolics won't automatically turn you into Mr. Olympia. If you watched my steroid video I did back in the day, I touched on this, man. I was surrounded by giants. All my friends were huge. I was the smallest guy. And I thought I was going to take steroids and I was just going to become this monster of a man. Somehow my skeletal structure will change, my genetics will change. I'll have these wide shoulders, this tiny waist. I'm going to be able to step on stage. Anabolics do help. You will definitely build muscle. You'll definitely notice something. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to your genetics. You can't change what your parents gave you. I wish we could. I would love to be 6'2", 220 pounds. I would love that, but I'm 5'10" right now, 175. And nothing's gonna change that, right? The anabolics, yeah, we can add a little muscle, but I can't change my muscle insertions, the way that my body holds fat. I have a wider waist. I can't change any of that, right? So if you think hopping on steroids is just gonna be the end all be all, the secret to making you happy with your own body, it's not gonna be the case. Before anybody even goes that route, you really need to look at your diet and your training, right? Get that dialed in. Get as lean as you can get without it. See how you can look without it, right? And then if you reach a point where you've been doing this for years, then maybe have that conversation with yourself. Maybe think about it. But I hopped on because I thought that's what I needed, especially to succeed on YouTube. And to be honest, it's not about that. It's about being the best version of yourself. That's what it's about. Number 7, bulking is stupid. Bulking in the traditional sense is stupid. And let me explain. When I started this whole thing, I'm watching all these crazy bulking videos of the Mr. Olympias and these guys doing crazy bulks, 6,000, 7,000 calories, the dreaded dirty bulk, eating whatever you wanted, trying to gain weight. And I fell into that so many times. And what did that do for me? Nothing other than make me fat and give me a lot of pimples, because I'm thinking, oh, I'm bulking, I'm trying to build mass. And I would eat all this crap. I would gain all this weight. I think the most I've ever weighed was like 210 pounds when I was bulking. And I was taking all this gear. I was just this bloated piece of crap. And when I cut back down, did I notice any significant gains from it? No, I didn't. Because realistically, I wasn't even tracking. I probably wasn't eating enough protein. I was eating a lot of ice cream, a lot of calories, because I thought that's what I needed. And I think Greg Doucette honestly has a good mindset with this. He says you should main gain year round, right? Stay lean, stay the body that you like. And then if you want to add a few calories to that, you want to add 100 this week, 100 the next week, and then see where your body can slowly start maybe gaining a little bit of weight a week. That's your best bet, because 1, it's going to keep you from binging. 2, you're not going to hate yourself when you look in the mirror. You know how many times I've gotten shredded and then I go on these crazy benders and I lose 12 weeks of a hardcore shred where I really killed myself. I lose it all in like 2 weeks. It's happened so many times and I'm scared to look in the mirror. I hate myself. And while I'm doing it, I'm justifying, it's like, well, I'm bulking now. It's bulking season. I just got on cutting. Screw that. That's not a healthy mindset, and that's not what fitness is. Fitness is about being healthy. Nothing about that is healthy. So bulking in the traditional sense, dumb, super stupid. One of the worst things you can do, man. Just keep training, keep eating healthy, and if you get to a healthy body fat percentage, raise your calories, find your sweet spot, and just ride the wave, man. Stay lean year round, because even if you gain 15 pounds, you're gonna look better when you didn't have that 15 pounds, you didn't have the love handles, and you didn't have all that crazy extra weight. Trust me on this. Number 8, carbs are not the enemy. If I had a nickel for every time a client emailed me back and said they wanted a low carb diet because I heard that's what they needed to do, or the amount of times myself I would go on these crazy radical, I couldn't have more than 50 grams of carbs a day diets because I thought that's how you got shredded the fastest. Let me tell you something, guys. This last month, right, I've probably had the best results I've ever had in the shortest amount of time. 23 pounds in 4 weeks. That is no joke. I got the weight logs on my phone to prove it. And I am eating between 250 to 350 grams of carbs a day. That is no lie. I am the fullest I've ever been. I feel the best. I'm feeling really lean. Like, I don't have a pump right now, but like, I feel like I look pretty dang good. I'm not walking around flat. I'm not walking around like a zombie. I feel great. Life's good. And to think so many years of fitness, I was terrified of carbs. They get this bad rap. They get this bad stigma to where you can't eat carbs. Carbs are the enemy. And I honestly think carbs are the saving grace. I don't know who's making the money off of blaming carbs for all of our problems, but it's not the case. Not even a little bit. If I knew years ago I could be eating all the recipes I'm eating now, I could be making my own pizza dough, I could be having protein cookies, I could be making brownie bites, I could have mountains of popcorn, I'd have been doing it. I wish I knew that. We've all just kind of been brainwashed by fitness misconceptions as a whole. So with videos like this, I hope that we can turn that around a little bit. Now, if you have insulin problems and maybe you have quite a bit of weight to lose, having a super high carb diet might lead to a negative insulin response. And with something like that, I'd recommend consulting a doctor. But for your average person, for those of us that are just wanting to lose some weight that aren't diabetic, carbs are not the enemy. They're not. And the final thing that I wish I knew about this entire lifestyle before I got into it is that you literally have to make it a lifestyle. My entire fitness career has evolved around periods of cutting, getting as shredded as I can, pushing myself, killing myself, eating way too few calories, getting super lean, and then rebounding all of my weight, binging, being in a really dark place for months until I reach the point of no return, and then I go, I'm gonna cut again. I'd do the same thing again, and then vice versa. Super unhealthy. I'd have 12, 16 weeks of crazy cardio, crazy deficit, hating life. A month after that, where I'd be eating whatever I wanted, pretty happy because I hadn't become a slob yet. And then months after that of just denial. And the reason that I think I went through all that is because that what I was doing at all points was never sustainable. It was always the extreme. It was either super low carb miserable or eat whatever I wanted. There was no middle ground, right? But now I found that middle ground, right? And that when we talk about making it a lifestyle, you gotta make it something to where every day you enjoy what you're doing. I've been talking about this a lot lately, but that anabolic French toast recipe, every single morning, I wake up excited to eat that. I'm excited to have my big bowl of popcorn. It's like a ritual. I'm excited to eat my pizzas. I'm excited to try these new recipes. I'm excited to have protein donuts, right? I'm enjoying it now. And when you're happy with your lifestyle, it's easy to follow. I'm not saying you can't go on a strict diet and really push yourself and make a lot of progress and that it's gonna be easy all the time. But I'm saying that it doesn't have to be this thing that where like once you're done with it, you never wanna do it again because it was so bad and you hated it. My goal now, I'm gonna keep cutting a little bit. I'm not in no mad dash because I'm already pretty lean. I would say I'm probably like 12%, 13% body fat right now. I'll do a physique update soon. Comment below if you wanna see my 4-week results. So I'll do a full physique update. I'll get pumped up, take the shirt off, that old chestnut, you know? But my goal though is like, regardless whether I'm cutting or I'm bulking, I'm gonna keep eating the same foods. I'm just gonna switch my quantities up a little bit, change my macros up a tiny bit. But that's it, because the lifestyle I'm on right now, I love it, man. I wish back then I'd have known all this stuff I just told you about, because it would have just made this entire process way easier. I wish I had someone in my corner that would have told me all this. But hey, that's what videos like this are for, because you guys can learn from my mistakes. You can hear me talk about my experiences and you can make the adjustments yourself, right? You could be just starting fitness. You could be in this for longer than me, but knowledge is always power, right? And I always think that no matter what circumstance, you're never gonna be the best at anything you do. There's always someone better. There's always someone you can look up to, get knowledge off of, which is why a platform like YouTube is crucial, because I learn from people on this platform all the time. And my goal is to just share some of that with you guys. If it makes your life any better, makes your life any easier, makes your happiness any better, then I succeeded. Whew. Gosh, I feel like I just went on another rant. Appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, smash that thumbs up button. Perhaps comment your biggest misconception down below, the biggest thing you wish you knew back then. That'd be great, or just comment anything at all down below. Helps the algorithm. YouTube ad revenue is so down right now, it's not even funny. So the more people that just watch in general is better, and I appreciate you guys on that, for real. If you're confused about this entire process, you don't know how much you should be eating, you need help getting on a meal plan, right, where everything's laid out for you. You know what to weigh out, you know what to cook, you know what to make. Check out my site, RemingtonJamesFitness.com. I can make you a meal plan. I've been doing this for a long time and my knowledge is always improving. I'll make it so stupid simple. All you gotta do is do it. Every action creates an equal and opposite reaction. You got this. I got faith in you. Check out my site. So that does it for this video, guys. Until next time, I will see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. Out of here.